I've walked all the way. Where I live is 70 kilometres from Delhi. We are suffering and I want this to end, one way or the other. We have no faith in the government. The authorities are trying to seize our land. The High Court didn't rule in our favour, but I hope the Supreme Court will respect the rights of farmers in this country.
And you heard there Lalwati, a woman farmer from the northern state of Haryana. She's 75 years old. And Munga Lal from the northern state of Uttar Pradesh. Both are part of the tens of thousands of farmers from across India who have assembled in the heart of the capital to protest the continued state of agrarian distress. It's the latest protest by Indian farmers. Their demands are for a complete debt waiver and prices for their produce that will guarantee their livelihood. Over the last few months, the country has seen several farmer rebellions which have gained national prominence. RFI correspondent Murali Krishnan is in New Delhi to explain. Hello, Murali.
Hi there, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Well, we'll start with the big question is, how big is this farmers' rally?
Well, I think it's about, one of the most mammoth rallies I've seen in a very, very long time. This is almost the fourth rally in the capital, and the kind of sea of farmers I see out there, which I went this afternoon to the site, was incredible in terms of people coming in from various parts of the country who have choked the capital in some ways, and in fact have led the capital to a gridlock because in terms of traffic, because the capital cannot hold this kind of massive upsurge in terms of people coming out there. But this is definitely a huge show of strength by the farmer community in a very, very long time, and that too very soon before the parliament session starts.
Are there any estimates of how many people have turned up today?
Well, we're looking almost close to around about 200,000 people. And I think the numbers were swelling by this afternoon. They started pouring in small dribs and drabs a day earlier. But today, this afternoon, by the evening, it had gathered in strength. And we're looking almost about 200,000 people, actually, by numbers, by all estimates.
Now, the last time when the farmers protested in Delhi in October, they were met with barricades, water cannons and even tear gas canisters from the security forces. So this time, has there been any response from the government so far?
Not so far yet. The fact is the government has been slightly unnerved by the kind of the presence of the sea of farmers who have flooded Delhi right now. But there has been no sort of, in terms of controlling them, containing them, there has been no use of force. And I think rightly so also, because the fact is right now we're looking at a parliament session happening very close, another couple of weeks from now. So therefore, it would not send the right signal. So therefore, the government has allowed them to assemble in their own way.
So what is actually causing such large numbers of farmers to take to the streets?
Look, outbreaks of rural discontent have always posed a challenge to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's government, who promised to double farm incomes in 5 years when he came to power in 2014. And he promised to also rework the minimum support price for the sale of crops, whatever they produce. The inability to fulfill that promise and make a success of other initiatives, such as crop insurance, seems to have led to a sense of betrayal among farmers. And that's why this kind of farmer angst, which has spread in the last several months.
So we're talking about the farmers' demands, but however, they could presumably cost the authorities vast amounts of money. So what sums are we looking at? Hello, Murali?
Well, they're looking at almost about a lot of money in terms. It varies from state to state, but in terms of crop loan waivers, as well as in terms of people who have not been able to pay off their debts, especially subsistence farmers. This is one hell of a lot in term, and we're looking about close to around almost about 5 million farmers who live on subsistence, especially in the northern states of India, and therefore this is a long way coming. We've always had various calamities, either a drought or in fact a flood. So therefore, farmers have not been able to pay back their loans, and these debts are what the farmers are asking the government to pay back.
Now, will weak farm prices and growing agrarian distress threaten to hurt the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party as it faces a critical test in the ongoing state polls in 4 states?
I think so, absolutely. I think weak farm prices and the growing agrarian distress are the major poll issues that threaten the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party as it faces a sort of a very critical test in the ongoing state polls in 4 states. 4 of them, 3 of them have already voted, 1 more coming up in another 4 days from now, and we're having the election results being counted on December 11th. I think a far-reaching change in agrarian policies across the board is the real need of the hour. Otherwise, it could spell problems for the government.
But are the politicians listening?
Well, I hope they do listen. The fact is, given the show of strength in the heart of the capital, I think this should be sending very distressed signals to the political class in Delhi.
Thank you very much, Murali Krishnan in New Delhi.